Hi, and welcome to Real Talk No Shade with your host, Heavenly Angel. This is the channel where we tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. And let's talk about being the smartest person in the room. Well, not really. We're really going to talk about the standard of having a high IQ and how much it kind of sucks. So let's get into it. So while editing, I kind of noticed something. So this is a disclaimer. Every time I said quota, I kind of meant quotient. So yeah, if you hear that, just think of quotient, and it's a mind thing. So yeah, let's get into it though. So I'm talking about a real life situation that is still taking a humongous toll on society today. And I'm gonna be honest about it because when we all were in school, we all had this standard of we should all excel in every class. We should always try to reach that A/B honor roll, or at least A honor roll. And to this very day, they hold awards for kids who reach that standard and who make it to that. And if we don't, we get nothing in return. We get to watch others get their reward, that little piece of paper or some candy or anything, and the loser with the C or the F or the D who is truly needing help, they get held back, or they get that, you know what, maybe I can get it next year. Maybe I can try and work hard enough to, be up there because I want to be just like them. And this is how the school system truly sucks. And I wasn't supposed to talk all about this and get into this route, but I had to redo this clip, so I'm like, now I'm really getting into it. So like, honestly, and I want to talk about the standard of having the high IQ and how much school can truly set us back, because I don't know, in my family it wasn't really that forceful to get A, B, A. I wasn't truly forced to get that, because naturally I just did all my work, and if I didn't understand it, I just found a way to get it done. Like, there was always a way to get it done. And honestly, that kind of sucks when we have to grow up in that area where we have to try to be like everyone else, where we have to reach the standard of being smart when passing math and passing science and history and reading. And throughout my whole childhood, I especially struggled with reading. Like, reading was so hard to me. And then when math was introduced, Lord, I can barely count to this very day. I'm kidding, but like, honestly, when it came to reading, math, and spelling, especially being dyslexic, it was extremely hard. My dog just opened my door. I swear. Hold up, I'll be right back. And I'm back. So back to where I was. Honestly, we all had this standard where we have to be there, where we have to try to be at the top. And if you were at the bottom and you didn't understand, asking a question was looked upon as bad. So if you didn't know, and if you didn't know how to get the correct answer, that was looked down upon. So you're just stuck here not knowing what to do. And let's be honest, the school system really held us back of trying to get to the top. No matter how good that school was, no matter how good that teacher was, no matter how good it was, we all had that embarrassment of getting that answer wrong, or reading in front of the class, or just anything. So I made this episode to talk about those people who say, you're dumb, you're stupid, you don't understand this. Because I really been learning this and really looking into this. And it says, if you're really good at something, you're really average at something else. And that's just natural. We're not gonna be great at everything we do. And that is why I made this episode. Because we need to get into all the special quotas, or as you would recognize it, quotas, aka the different IQs we have. So there's a total of 4 intelligence, and these intelligence consist of intelligent quota, social quota, emotional quota, and adversity quota. And these quotas have various different meanings. For social quota, you get SQ. For intelligent quota, you get IQ. The IQ is basically your comprehension skill, your ability to answer problems and recall certain subjects or matters. And that's basically what that is. So school was basically upon remembering certain facts and being able to answer basic questions. That's what IQ and intelligent quota mean. The next quota is social quota. So for social quota, the definition is the measurement of your ability to gain a network of friends and maintain that network of friends for a long period of time, and only containing peace within that connection or network of friends. Now the next one is emotional quota. Emotional quota is your ability to remain peaceful, humble, respectful, respecting boundaries, and so much more. And that's more related to your emotional side, your emotional quota. And that's the real thing, because this is why I truly want to make this episode, because I learned that these quotas play a major role in today's society structure or social structure, whatever you want to call it. And that's why it's so important to know these, because at school we're always capitalized on learning just one quota, even though there's 4 quotas. Well, I only explained 3. I'm explaining the last one for later, but this is so important. So the best one for last, as they say. And I'm saying these quotas play a major role on today's structure. And that's why I'm saying learning these quotas are so important, because like at the end of the day, we're learning that these quotas are just playing a major role on society. Like I was saying, we're capitalized on learning the IQ standard and just the intelligent quota, being able to recall facts and recalling these basic things. But if you have a high IQ, you're most likely to get employed by a person who has a higher SQ, which is social quota, or a higher EQ, which is emotional quota. So even if you have these high standards, high grades, the high IQ, you're most likely going to end up being employed by someone and working under someone, while these other people that mostly lacked in school with either the ABC or the AB, situation, or even way worse, they're able to actually own a business and actually employ people that did super good at school, and now they got them, people with the high IQ, working for them. So it's just a major way to, when you really think about it, how school sets you up for being employed and not being the employer. So let's get into the last and final quota. Let's get into the last final quota of today, and that is the adversity quota. This is honestly my favorite quota, because when I looked at it, I'm like, I should look more into it, but like the basic touching of what the adversity quota is reflects on a lot of people, like motivational speakers, or it just really affected me, and I was like, maybe I have a really high adversity quota. So like when it comes to adversity quota, AQ, that is the measurement of being able to remain strong, mentally sane, not losing your mind when you're faced with troubles. So let's say you're going through a depression, sad state, life just keeps tackling you, accident after accident is constantly happening, and you remain strong. You keep your mindset, you keep that fighting spirit, and you proceed on and keep going. That's when you have a high adversity quota. And this is important because you would expect a school to teach you this quota, especially, at least aside from the other quotas. You would expect a school to at least teach the adversity quota. Most of the people in the world to this very day don't even know about these other quotas. All they know is GPA and high IQ levels. They don't focus on these other levels, and that's why people can go their whole lives without learning about these quotas unless they go out their way and truly just do the research to get it, like me. So like honestly, it's just amazing how I almost lived my whole life without knowing these different type of quotas, these different type of intelligences that we may have. And throughout to this very day, people I know are like, Angel, you're so stupid, you're so slow. But at the same time, I'm like, I might not have the highest IQ, but I sure do got a good freaking AQ, and I have an amazing EQ. So like, I don't know about the social, the SQ, I don't know about that one, but I'm still working on it at the end of the day. This right here, me recording, is me trying to gain and learn my freaking SQ. So like at the end of the day, I might not have that high IQ. I can't recall facts. I got a trash memory. I might not be able to answer this AY plus B squared equals C squared, whatever that formula is. I might struggle with that, but at the end of the day, I know that I excel in these other areas, these other factors in my life. So truly, that's what I'm saying. Point of view, I'm the smartest person in the building. You can't truly put yourself in that mindset. You can't put yourself in that mental state that you're smarter because you got this A honor roll, because your family is extremely harsh when it comes to getting those A's and B's. And if you get a C, you hit in the books. Like, you have to realize that these other quotas are so important when it comes to our lively structures and how it can truly help us today. And that's why I felt so compelled, especially when I read the article and just everything about it. I was just like, hold up now, this is important. And I really expect and want the parents, anyone who's like super old and have younger people in their life, I truly expect and want y'all to, because this is important. I truly want y'all to just expose kids to these other quotas. Don't just expose them to having and excelling in the academic structure environment. Have them excel in other areas of their life, such as these other quotas, which I say the freaking adversity is the most important one, because we have all been through some type of struggle in our life. And if you don't teach kids these quotas of being respectful, the quota of freaking having a network of foundation of people behind you, the freaking quota of freaking remaining mentally strong even though life is just kicking your butt, they're gonna struggle in life. You cannot rely on that high IQ. You can't rely on remembering that, that fractions are there, like they're good when it comes to scientists and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you cannot focus on this high IQ. You gotta focus on the other aspects of life. And in my podcast, I said there's so much more. And there's so much more. And that's why I expect y'all to try y'all best to get to the top, And if my eyes are like keep checking, I don't know if my eyes going cross-eyed, because I'm like looking at this screen and I'm looking at this screen. So like, I'm trying to fix my setup here, but bear with me. There's slow gain and then there's slow, I don't know, there's slow something. So truly stay with me and continue to check out these other episodes that I got going on. This is Real Talk, No Shade, and we remain honest and we talk about nothing but the truth, and that's the truth. Always ask yourself questions, because you will seek answers, and that is a quota within itself. So remain strong and don't think that you're the smartest person, that you're the most skilled person, because if you're highly skilled at one thing, you're super average at another. So this is Real Talk, No Shade, and let's be honest about what we do and who we truly are. We are the kings and queens of the world, and that's all I speak to. Check out my podcast. I don't know if I'm going to put it in my hand or I'm going to put it up there. Check out my podcast, and also check out my Instagram. Check out anything that I produce, because at the end of the day, it's for the betterment of us. I don't know, the society, the world, the community. It's for the best of us. So check us out. And if y'all got any tips on how to improve with other quotas or a way to improve these quotas, link them below, because hey, why not try to improve every day? So this is Real Talk, No Shade. Don't fall victim to society standards, because we all have been embarrassed to popcorn read or freaking whatever. So like, for real, this is where we can be free. This is where we can be our true selves. This is Real Talk and No Shade, and we have been honest.